Hello everyone, in this video I'm going to talk about the headlights. Now this is your headlight stalk and it also works for indicators. Just like you have your wiper stalk on the left side, you have this light stalk on the right side. Alright, now in the off position you can see that this arrow is presently pointing towards off. In the off position you will have the DRLs turned on, that is your daytime running lights. You have those LED lights above your headlight. Those are turned on. That is why you see this green indication in the instrument cluster. If you don't want the DRLs to be on, you can just go to the infotainment unit here. Under quick settings, go to lights and you can see DRLs here. You can turn it off. Now when you turn it off, the indication here goes off. But it's best to just let them be on because your vehicle gets added visibility on the road even if it is in the day. So let's just leave that option as it is. Now if you notice on the stalk here, this arrow is presently pointing towards off. Now if you turn the stalk clockwise by one step, it enables parking light. So you will see that your cluster's light automatically dims. Same goes for your infotainment unit. This is the off position. This is the parking light on. So in your parking light mode, your parking lights turn on, in which case your DRLs work as parking lights, except that the intensity is a little less brighter in the parking light mode. See this short clip that demonstrates a change in brightness levels between DRLs and the parking lights. Now the DRLs are turned on, parking lights on, parking lights off. Right? You don't get any specific indication on the cluster. Some cars do, but the Nexon does not have any parking light indication on the cluster. Now this symbol, this is for the parking lights. Now if you turn this by one more click to the clockwise direction, you get the low beam. This is your low beam or the dipped beam. There's no indication again, but you get your main LED lights of the headlights turned on. That is the dipped beam. Now the parking lights are on and now the low beams. Low beams off. Now if you want high beams, you can push the stalk towards the front. Now in that mode, you will see the blue LED indication here, this one. That is for your high beam. You can see the headlight switching between the low beam and the high beam in this video. Now there is one more use of high beams. That is, if you pull, you can see the high beams turning on. So that is for flashing. That is, you want to give the indication to the oncoming traffic or the traffic in front of you to make way for you. So that's when you give the flashing. So if you pull the stalk, it enables high beam for as much duration as you hold the stalk. So if you hold it like this, you will get the high beam, right? So this is for flashing. Okay, so this is the low beam and this is the high beam. Low beam, high beam. So you can see the difference. And you can also flash like this. So quite a good difference there, and Tata has equipped this car with good LED headlights with good enough range. I am able to, although it's not very evident on the video, I am able to see a great deal of distance, which will come in quite handy while I'm driving. Now you should not enable high beam unless you are on a lonely stretch of road or on a straight path, or you are traversing a hilly route where you need a lot of light. Only in such cases should you enable the high beam. Otherwise, it is going to be very glaring for the users in the oncoming traffic. So you should never enable high beams unless you are on a lonely stretch of road, right? Now, you see this ring here. Now this ring is for the headlight level adjustment. Now this is the 0 setting. Now when you have a lot of people seated in the car, the sprung weight of the car is more, right? You have so many occupants, say about 65-70 kgs into 350 kg. In addition, you will also have some luggage in the boot. So in which case the car, it gradually lowers down. So if you want the headlight to be shown at a certain height, you can change this level adjustment through this ring. So this ring is used for adjusting the height. When you adjust the height, the headlight gradually, starts raising up and down. The reflector, rather, there's a small motor that controls the movement of the reflector inside the headlight, and that will point up and down only to a certain degree. You will not get a very high movement. But this is extremely helpful if you have a lot of people seated in the car, and as a result the car is sprung down and you need some light to be shown up. So you will use this level adjustment, and that's precisely why you have this symbol here. So this ring is used for level adjustment. Please use your judgment to adjust the height of the light. Now, with respect to indicators, if you give it a gentle tap to the top or the bottom, it will activate the lane change indicator. Similarly, if you tap it down, so you saw that 6 blinks were on when you gave it a gentle tap to the top or bottom. So that is the lane change indication system. Now, when you do that, you also get this blind spot monitor on your display. However, if you want to take a proper turn and you want to enable the indicators, you give it a complete push to the top or the bottom. Now, in this case, unless you turn the steering to the left side and you complete the turn and bring the steering back to the normal driving position, till such time the indicator would be on. So we disable it right there. Similarly, if you want to take a proper right turn, you will enable it completely. And once you complete the turn, the indicator stalk would automatically come back to the normal position. So that is as far as indicators are concerned.